Hello and welcome to my retro gaming zone. I'm Thomaniac and I'm back with another Atari special video. And this time I'd like to show you how you can feed your Atari 8-bit machine with some data. For example, games or demos or something like that. And at the moment I'm using this device from Lotarek from Poland, and it's the SIO2SD. And it handles the following file types named RTR, so these are floppy disk images and executables, read-only, and it uses also some kind of turbo loading if you like to. And that's more or less all what you can do with this one. And then more by accident I stumbled over another thing, and that caught my eye because it can do the following, and the name is it's the AVG Card, and I guess you spell it that way. And this can do much more. So you can see here supports cartridge files up to 1 megabyte, supports executables, supports floppy disk images. You need a special cable for that, and I come to that later. Supports protected floppy images, supports cassette files. Haven't tested that yet. Because it says when there are better options than loading from cassette, then please use them. Perhaps later on I will try to load a cassette file. And then two other special things: supports AVF video files and PDM audio files. Haven't tested that yet, but I have converted 2 of my tracks to PDM audio, and I have downloaded a video file from the internet, and hopefully I can demonstrate that. And it has some other nice options: file shortcuts, randomizer, tons of other features, and I guess I will only scratch the surface of what this thing can do. But the main reason I like to get one is the following. Most of the newer games, most of the newer homebrew games or demos require more than the 64 kilobyte that are built in the Atari 800 XL. And here we have a built-in memory expansion. This cartridge completely works on FPGA. And so everything comes out of the cartridge, which is connected to the 800 XL via several ports you will see later. And then you have memory expansion. Does it... here it doesn't stand. Ah yes, here. So we have it. When used with optional ECI or PBI cable, it can expand Atari memory up to 576 kilobyte. Yeah, not really. I will come to that later. Yeah, it's just pressing some keys on the Atari, and then you can turn the memory off and on. You don't need to open your machine. You don't need to solder anything. And that's really, pretty awesome. You will see later. I will demonstrate that. And here's a comparison, the AVG Card compared to some other things. So you can pause that and take a closer look at that one. So, but what I have done is I bought the successor of the AVG Card, and it's called the SubCart. And this can do even more. Here we have it, differences compared to AVG Card. More onboard RAM, allowing, for example, expanding Atari to 1088 kilobytes in all scenarios, not only ATR, including 16 kilobyte stock Atari 600 XL, or provide 4 MB Exlon compatible mem expansion. Don't know what this is used for. At the moment everything worked fine with the normal memory expansion, and we will come to that later. You need a special cable for that. It has a built-in battery-backed real-time clock, and with an optional DAC cable allows stereo Poke Covox emulation. I haven't ordered that cable because I think I will not need that. This is the two cables here, the one in the middle and the one to the right, I need for my Atari 800 XL. And the thing in the middle gets into the user port of the Atari. I will show you a photo later. And the other one goes to the SIO port. And so you have the full functionality of all that. And I like to show some photos. And yeah, I had to order this. It comes from Slovenia, and this is how this came, the cables and the SubCart. And I have inserted already into my Atari 800 XL. And on the top you can see how it's connected to the back side. One part goes into the SIO port and the other one into the user port. And on the front side, yeah, you see that there are 3 buttons. The AVG card comes with 2, and I haven't yet found out what the 3rd button is used for. And I have written an email to the manufacturer, but didn't get an answer yet. There is an online documentation for the cartridge, but only for the AVG card and not for the SubCart. But the functionality is the same, except one thing I really had to find out, because it's hard to find on the internet how you can enter the options menu here, and I'll show you how you can do that later. So the next thing I will do is switch over to the Atari 800 XL screen, and then I will load some things and try some things out, and will show you what it can do. And yeah, so see you soon. So after inserting the cartridge and powering on the Atari, you see the cartridge directory, so to say. That's what I have on my SD card. And first of all, I like to show you how much memory I have here actually, and therefore I go into my tools directory and start this info. And hopefully soon you will see, on the bottom left, total RAM, nearly 65 kilobytes. So that's what the Atari has to offer, the 800 XL. This is the built-in memory. And when I return to DOS, back to the cartridge menu, I have several options to turn on the extra memory. One is pressing Ctrl, Shift and M, and then it says XMEM enabled, and at the moment I have 1 meg of extra RAM installed, so to say. I can show this later. And when I now enter the sysinfo, takes a little while. Then you can see total RAM, it's more than 1 megabyte now, and this without opening the machine or without the need to solder something or something like that, and just with the pressing of some keys. And this is pretty awesome and really helpful for some of the newer games that were programmed for the Atari 8-bit machines. Some of them need more than the built-in 64 kilobyte RAM. We will come to this rather soon, but I will exit this program here. So let's get into this first directory, and when you press the caps key, and I really looked searched the whole internet to find how to enter the settings menu, because there is a manual that actually is for the AVG card and not for the SubCart, but it's 99% identical except one key, and this is the caps key that you have to press to enter the settings. And you can go into the settings by pressing S, for example, or by using the joystick in port 1. And here you can choose how much memory you like to have. Actually, it's turned on to 1 megabyte, and you can reduce if the memory size if you like to. You can turn it off, or you can choose half of that, 320, 192, 128, or off. And I can turn it off because I like to demonstrate something. You can use the other Exelon for megabyte memory. Haven't used it yet. I don't know for what program this is useful. You can choose high-speed loading. At the moment I've turned it off because some programs have problems when you have activated fast loader, and for the moment I have turned this off. Enable selector on reset. I can turn this on, and then I don't have to press the first button on the SubCart. I can turn this on. Show letter shortcuts. I left leave it as it is. Real-time clock turned off. Poke emulation, and so I leave this right there. And if you like, you can change the colors as you like. At the moment I have turned everything to a bluish note, but you can also scroll this, let this scroll through and choose other colors. And so what had I? Was it 48 or something? Yeah, like that. And also you can alter the border color if you like. It goes through all the colors. And also the text color. Just as an example. Yeah. Also not too bad. Okay. But I like it the other way around. Yeah, this is okay, I think. Yeah, so... this is okay. Yeah, and then you can save this. You can put this back to factory settings. And now I have memory turned off because I like to show you something. And therefore I will enter the homebrew drawer. And I like to start Bombjack with memory turned off. So it has only the built-in memory, 64K reading file, and then it says that I am low on memory. I need at least 320 kilobytes to run the game. And now let's get back. Let's turn memory on. Ctrl-Shift-M. XMEM enabled, and at the moment it's switched to 1 megabyte. This is much more than you need. And now I start to load this again. And instantly we have the title screen. And then it takes a little while to load the program. And this is what I really love here. And this is to me, it's the main reason why I like to have this cartridge. Yeah, besides that it can handle more formats, as for example also tape files, if you feel the need to load something from cassette. So everything runs through an FPGA chip here on the cartridge, and this is really accurate, so to say. Yeah, and this is what we get to hear here. Let's play a little round, and I guess I will do a longer gameplay video of the game later on in one of the later episodes. Yeah, just to see if it runs. Yeah, it seems so. And it seems to be rather close to the C64 version, because here also the sprites are rather big, so you have the same problem to jump over the robots than you have on the C64 version. Yeah, this is quite difficult. Yeah, this is just for demonstration. Okay, but in the end I managed to clear the first level. Yeah, let's take a close look to the second level. And here we have another music track. What I can say so far, it plays rather good. So the controls are spot on here, which is really helpful for this game. Yeah, and as I mentioned, this is just for demonstration, so that you can see I have extra memory enabled and I am not able to get the P. Do we have... Oh, and another. So this is cool. 3 different audio tracks here. Yeah, it plays really nice, I must say. Okay, so, yeah, but this, as I mentioned, opening up just for testing. So let's reset here. And another game that only runs with extra memory is Commando. And the cartridge runs cartridge files with size to 1 megabyte. So let's press this, and here I can choose which cartridge I want to simulate, and I just take the first one here, and it's reading and it's running. And this is so cool. It normally doesn't run on a normal 800XL, an unexpanded. So with up and down I can choose the difficulty level, and with left and right how many players we have here. And again, perhaps I will do surely I will do a longer video of that game. So, there we are. And what I like more here than in the C64 version is you can throw a grenade by holding the fire button and pushing back the joystick. But also here you only can throw the grenade forward and not to the side. When I have seen, if I've seen this right, yeah. For some reason, or no, only by pushing backwards. So the enemies can throw it sideways. Oh, I can also go here. This is special. Can I free him? Ah, yeah, by just running over him. This is a sort of bonus mission. I don't know that from the C64. Okay. Yeah. And again, this is just for demonstration. Not a playthrough or something like that. Now I have auto fire and I can keep the fire button pressed, but that doesn't help me that much. Okay, so that shall be it for the moment. And now it's, I only need to press the reset button and nothing else. That was Commando. Another game that only runs with extra memory. And now I like to show you, multiple side game and how to switch disk sides. And therefore, I go into the W drawer and want to load Winter Olympiad. And therefore, I mount these disks into virtual drives by pressing the tab key. And so we have 4 disks here. Let's go to the first one. Option and return. Hopefully that was long enough. And again, I will not play the game really. It's just about showing you how to switch or turn over to or flip disks. And this is much less complicated than with the SIO2SD from Lotarek. Yeah, sadly the game itself is rather crappy, but perhaps I will do a video though. Because my motto sometimes is crappy games make good videos. So let's press the fire button. 1 player. And let's enter. Yeah, this shall be enough. Let's choose a country there. And I like to load a game which needs to change the disk. Yeah, let's choose biathlon. And this is correct. Okay then, let's press the fire button to start. And now he wants me to turn over to disk 2. And therefore I have to press the middle button of the cartridge. On the AVG card, it's the button next to the SD card. Pressing it once. The light flashes on the card. It flashes whenever it loads something, and it gives you the signal that you have changed the disk to side 2. Press start key. And then normally it should load. And this is... Yes, it takes a little time. First I thought, okay, it hangs up. No, he's recognized that I've switched the disk. And whenever you press it another time, it cycles through the disks. So pressing it the next time, it would go to side 3, and then the next to side 4, and then the next it starts with side 1 again. So it cycles through the disks. And I will not play it yet. It's just for demonstration. So let's get back to the main menu. Let's get out of this program. It was just so that you can see that it works. But what I found out, it doesn't work with every multi-game cartridge. I don't know why this is. So what I also can try is to load Winter Challenge. Haven't tried it yet. And I don't know the reason, but it doesn't work with every multi-site game. Perhaps it's because of the fast loader or so, but I have turned this off now. Yeah, let's do this as another test. I haven't tested this, if it would run. Option and return, and then let's see if it starts at all. There are also some games that don't like to load, and sometimes the file is corrupt, and that's the reason that you have more than one game file. So you have to try several game files until you find one that works. Ah, it's the same, it seems. Yeah, this looks exactly the same. Okay, so this is the same game with another name. Yeah, doesn't matter. Perhaps I can choose another event here. And I wonder what happens when I choose the last event. So no, 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 no. Let's choose bobsled. Correct. And I wonder if this works. Perhaps he likes me to load side 3. So I haven't tested this yet. I've only tested two-sided games yet. Insert side 4. Okay, actually we have side 1. Pressing once. This should be side 2. Then next should be side 3. And next one should be side 4, hopefully. Press start key. Okay, this seems to work. We hear the loading sound. I see the lamp here loading. Now that would be cool. So you can really cycle through it by just simply pressing one button. And this is, yeah, you have much more effort to do this on the SiO2 SD. And here, with just pressing off the button, cycle through this. Yeah, bobsled. I will not play this yet. It's just for demonstration. And yeah, this is pretty nice that it works. So here you have seen that also. Let's reset the game. And it still has the extra memory on. Yes. I can turn this off again. XMEM disabled. Yes. And I wanted to go back into the menu because I like to show you something else. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can press the caps key everywhere. Yeah, if you need to, you also can choose the OS. And you can choose one of these if you like. I guess I will never need this because for me it's a gaming machine or to present some scene demos. Yeah, I really like to watch some of them, especially the bigger ones. And that's what I'm missing a bit. So you can see the size of the files, and perhaps they will fix this with another firmware update. Actually, I have the newest version, and yeah, I have turned this to automatic. Let's get back. And there was another thing I wanted to show, but I forgot it. What was it? Okay, so let's skip the part I also wanted to show you. What has it been? Doesn't matter. Yes, it's also capable of playing media files. And perhaps I can get back to the site where was it? And I want to go into the Windows capture, yeah, and switch over to the where was it? Hopefully I can find it. The thing where you can convert. Yes, here is it. It is. With Fuji Convert, you can convert your WAV files, for example, into this PDM format and have to turn this on, IDE player, and now I get back into the game menu. So there we are. And I've converted 2 files again for demonstration. And I have to go into the PDM directory. And yeah, I have converted 2 of my own tracks so that there's no YouTube problem with copyright. And by just pressing, and memory is turned off, extra memory, so it just runs through the cartridge. It streams somehow, and yeah, that's the result.
Do you think that we could survive in the outside world?
So let's crank up the volume a little bit. And yeah, and it runs through my Atari 800 XL original machine because it can do. And this is, I'm absolutely flashed. Is this all fucking some or what? This is really incredible. Yeah. So it can do so much more compared to the SiO2 SD. But what I really like is that you can turn on extended memory without having to do something. No modding needed, no soldering needed, no opening the machine. Yes, this is wonderful. It works like a charm. Yeah, and as you can hear, it runs so-called PDM files. You can go into the menu by pressing return. And it also supports Covox, but therefore I had to order a special cable that you can also attach to the SubCart. And then you can use, for example, games that support Covox. So you have speech then. But that are only a handful, I think. And so that was the reason why I haven't ordered this cable also. But I can highly recommend to order the other 2 cables so that you can load disc and cassette files and that you can use external extra memory. So I can turn this to stereo, for example. But I haven't noticed a big difference here in sound. Not really. And so let's turn it back to mono. You can turn Covox on, but I can't hear anything because the cable isn't attached, so I can pass this. But PCM works, so 4-bit, and yeah, you can hear it. There's more noise in the background then. Yeah, it's much more noisy now, but it can do that. And again, I don't know what this is useful for, but yeah, it can do it, and yeah, why not? Cool thing, I think. And with escape, you can get out of that. And as I mentioned, it can also play video format, especially, and it's called AVF movies, and I've downloaded an AVF movie. A huge list of Atari 2600 commercials, and this is something about 10 minutes or so long, so I will not let this run all the 10 minutes, except you like to see the whole video in this format. The picture quality isn't that good, but it's something about 200 megabytes, and this streams through the cartridge without memory expansion turned on. So this is also rather special. And yeah, enough talk. Let's start this. Just pressing the fire button. And there it instantly starts.
Okay, Atari, let's see your best pitch.
Yeah. The video quality is not that good,
20 cartridges with 1,300 game variations you play on your own TV set.
but it runs.
You can't keep me in here, Atari.
And you can get some of the videos on the Atari Age webpage.
Play it.
And I'm speechless. It can do so many things, and I think I've just scratched the surface of what else it can do. But I think the most important things you have seen here, it can easily expand memory, so it runs bigger files. You can switch disks without problems. Yeah, it supports much more file types that you can load, so you can load nearly everything into the cartridge, and it's really comfortable to use. You can use a rather good online manual to that. I will put the link to the cartridge in the video description. And this is just fantastic what it can do. I can't get enough, and you can expect many more Atari 800 XL gameplay videos in the future, and perhaps or surely lots of demos that are bigger than 64 kilobytes. And I'm really looking forward to make more Atari 8-bit videos now. What do you think about the cartridge? I must say, this is worth every penny, and I can really highly recommend it. Delivery also was rather fast, and yeah, I've nothing more to say than this is a really good deal, and I absolutely don't regret buying that one. So if you like this video, would be cool to see a thumb up, or even better, a subscription to my channel, and then hopefully we see us again in one or the next of the next episode. So take care, stay tuned, bye bye till next time. Your Thomaniac. Wow.